good to be back with another podcast.
Are we like back?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I want to be. In my mind, we are the podcast that is every week and you can depend on us. Is that the reality?
In reality,
Nope.
every 6 months we take a break for 6 months.
But I enjoy it. I don't enjoy it any less. I still like it, and I desire to make more of them.
I would have to agree with that.
And like I would even say we could make a new set one day, do new promo photos, have new songs.
Are you inviting the podcast to come to your office
I'm
now?
just saying I've got a boardroom that I don't use, and there's sound panels in it.
That might be a great idea, actually.
Just saying.
I'm just saying also.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
serious.
be bummed.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, like I'm actually not kidding.
Is this we have not talked about this ever before.
I thought I'd just spring it on you.
I've actually that would actually be. I would be down for that.
Yeah, I have. And
Okay,
even
here, let me tell you the dream. For me, the dream is for this podcast to literally, for it to be so easy that you just call me up on like a Monday morning. Like, hey, I just thought of this thing. You want to come over and do a podcast? Yeah, sure. I'm going to come over. And then we just like flick on the cameras. They're already set up there. And then just record. And
I have that big spot at the end of the table for a TV. So like stuff that we're talking about could be on the TV and instead of that. Not that I don't like this, but
thank you finally for inviting me to your office.
I'm thinking about it. It's not an invite.
I'm taking this as a contract. I think it's
not an invite.
Tyler, bring out the contracts. We already prepared them, actually.
I will sign nothing.
It's good to be back, though.
Yeah.
Last episode was fun. It was nice to catch up. Talk about.
We were going to talk about the direction of channels.
Yep.
And then you thought we should save it for another episode, which is probably a good idea because that would have ended up being like an hour long.
We could talk about this forever.
Oh, forever. Are we going to make these shorter? Tell me about you. You don't like long podcasts.
Okay, I love podcasts. I love listening to audiobooks. I run a lot now, right? Like
Oh, you do?
I'm like.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
the weirdest thing. You know this. It's the weirdest thing how I've gone from, at the beginning of COVID, I would run. I'm gonna estimate 5 kilometers a year.
I don't even do that.
Yeah, like.
Hey, here's one for you. I don't know when the last time I ran was. I don't know if I can still run.
I think it's probably in Dubai on the sand dunes when I'm doing the drone shot and you're running across. That's probably the last time.
Oh, man.
We got to do more of those.
Dubai.
And now I run like, on average, I'd say like 30 kilometers a week.
That's so crazy.
Like sometimes it's
Good
like
for
a
you,
marathon
man.
a week. Yeah, it's wild. And I don't even have to force myself anymore, which is the weirdest part. It's like, oh, I really want to go listen to this audiobook. And so I'm like, well, I gotta go for a longer run. Yeah, that's the thing. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of my favorites is a podcast called Dithering, and they are 15 minutes to the dot every single episode. It's 2 guys just talking about like technology, the journalists, super smart guys, and I love it. Every time I finish an episode, every time I listen to it, and I want more. And so I don't know if we should.
That's bite-sized. I like that.
Tease the audience, but
we don't
know what we're doing. We're just experimenting.
Yeah, no, 100%. But there are times where I'll log in. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm at the library. I'll just get online, get on the net.
I'm logging on to the internet. Just hold on.
Yeah,
I'll be there soon.
Yeah, plug that cable in for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, what was I even going to say? Yeah, I get on the internet. I open up a video. It's like 40 minutes. It's 50 minutes. It's an hour and 40 minutes. Zero chance. I might skim it. I might watch the beginning. If you get me for the first 5, cool. That's why even lately, I don't even like making my own videos. Like I'm like
they're
5
just too
minutes.
long,
They're just too long, man. Like 20. I did an office where it was 20 minutes, and it was 36. I was like, we got to cut this. I can't watch that.
No, I get it. Like for me, listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, that's like. I gotta set aside a whole day for that. That's like 5 hours long, 3 hours long, or whatever. Like
more power to them. I'll just wait for the Twitter highlights or you texting me, being like, "Did you see this?" And I'm like, "No, send it to me."
I gotta say, like, there's fascinating stuff in there. I love just like the open nature of his podcast and how people open up in a totally different way on there. But yeah, it's so long that I rarely feel like I can't commit to this. Like that's what it feels like.
I feel, I can't commit to that either. So the bite-sized format, like if this was 15 minutes, I would be way more likely to even listen to more of them in a row. which doesn't make sense because you think you don't want to listen to a 30-minute podcast, but you'll listen to like 3 15-minute, but it doesn't feel like I'm listening to one long one.
Our brain's so weird.
I don't know.
Things that seem so intuitively, like, that's how it is. It's like, nope, that's not
I
how it is
honestly
at all.
don't even like the internet very much. Like, you're big on Twitter. You like Twitter.
I love Twitter.
You're using TikTok.
Love Twitter. I'm starting to love TikTok.
And you know, for me, I like, this is just such a flaky, artsy, stupid thing to say, but it's just like, I just like the art side of stuff. I like videos and making photos and taking photos and making videos, but I just don't care about posting them. I don't care about watching them online. I don't care.
Wait, you're not checking analytics and making sure that your watch time is...
Yeah, I never log into that stuff. Maybe I should be. I don't like it. Yeah. And I get stressed out a lot more recently when Clubhouse comes out and everyone's like, are you on Clubhouse?
What do I got to do on it?
Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse, but like, should I use it? And there's just,
what do I do?
There's a point where I just think, dude, enough, man.
Yeah.
Like, go out into the back and cut a trail with your son. Like, that's what, I would rather do that. And that's not to take away from the people that enjoy Clubhouse. Like, Gabriel says he drives a lot all the time, and instead of listening to podcasts, he listens to Clubhouse, and that's super cool. And I think the format is awesome.
Very interesting.
But I just think, like, that's another thing that I got to invest in? Should I be on that? The pressure? Should I be trying to utilize TikTok more? Oh, what about, don't forget YouTube. Oh, Instagram, bam. Oh, but don't do Instagram posts. Do stories.
Yeah,
wait, don't do stories. Do reels.
Reels and then post it on stories.
Are you still making YouTube vids, bro? Shorts. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
What is happening?
Suddenly I feel like I'm still using a floppy disk, and I'm like, the joke's on me.
Yeah, everybody else is on, like, you know, they're just straight to the brain putting the data in there.
Omegle. Like, what is that? I thought someone was saying Omega wrong, like the watch company. Omegle? I'm like, what? Is that a Sesame Street character? I don't
even know.
I don't know. I saw it the other day. They're reacting to something on Omegle, and I was like, I don't know what that is. I've heard of Omaze, but like, there's so many things, dude, that I can't keep up, and I feel like, am I required to keep up? And it stresses me out, and it makes me just want to just
delete it all
and grow a huge beard.
Yeah,
and
I'm done.
Just join the military or something. I don't know.
I was literally talking to my brother, so I guess that's a big channel change for me. Shift is I hired my younger brother. I coaxed him with millions of dollars, and he came over. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, I'm not paying you millions of dollars. But I got him to come help me out, and like, that's changing the whole dynamics on my channel. Like, it's so funny. All my comments, I feel like nowadays, are like, wow, Maddie's so much happier now that he has tempo. Like,
that's what we get when we vlog together. Everyone's like, oh, I love these two.
Maddie and Picho. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, do I suck by myself?
yeah, that's like, exactly what it is.
The second we get together, like, he's happy again.
Have you guys been thinking I'm depressed the whole time before my brother joined? Like,
I'm glad he's finally happy. It's like, go away.
But we were talking about, like, if you were to use all of the different social, like if you were like, you know, I'm posting a YouTube
doing
video,
all of it,
and then I need to like promote, let's say you want to promote it on all of your social, like it's like, okay, a Twitter post, then you got fleets now. So you have to make like a story. So you do that, and then you go into Instagram. It's like, well, you could do a reel, well, you could do a post, well, you could do a story.
What about IGTV?
Do a live stream.
Long form, bro.
And Clubhouse. Well, I gotta go to Clubhouse, and I gotta make my brand on there. Yeah.
Let's start a room, and then everyone's screenshotting, having a great convo in this room. Bam, little flex, little low key 2021 Clubhouse flex. Yeah. Look who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, everyone's posting their flex screenshots, their Clubhouse flexes. Should I be posting a Clubhouse flex? Should I go in there so people can flex that they're talking to me? I'm like, that's dumb. That's your ego. Get out of here.
Am I missing out? Is this the next big thing? And I'm like, I'm gonna regret this.
You're not as important as you think, you turd. Stop that. And then I'll stop thinking that way. And I just
I think that's the hardest part about this whole content creator world. I forgot about TikTok. You gotta promote TikTok. Like, there's a never-ending amount of work, and it's only growing by the day. When we started, when we started doing YouTube videos, we had no idea what the heck we were doing. And it's kind of that ignorance is bliss thing where like, you're like, yeah, this is the best I could do right now. I'm just making a video. And now it's like, well, I could be posting on Twitter. I could be doing TikTok. I could be doing YouTube Shorts. I could be doing, You could be doing a million
just
things.
Just listening to this stresses me out.
And now that you know all those things, it's like your brain is like, oh, I'm failing every day.
Yeah.
You know, you work.
Nailed it right there.
The whole day, and every day it's like, you didn't do enough.
Yeah.
You could have done more.
And,
every day.
And it's not like, I don't think you and I have ever compared ourselves to each other.
No.
But I will say, like, if I see you tweeting a lot,
yeah,
I'll think, oh, he's doing a good job. Good for him.
Yeah.
I should probably do better.
Yeah.
Like, not that, like, his tweets are better than mine. Just like, oh, he's using Clubhouse. I guess I should be using Clubhouse.
It's like motivation, but it can turn into like a bad motivation kind of thing.
It just makes you feel less than in terms of like how much work you're putting in.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that like I'm comparing my quality of work to your quality of work or anything like that. I don't care about those things. But I do see the volume and like the you're using this and oh, he's really making an effort on TikTok and stuff. Like, oh man, I should probably do that.
Yeah.
But should I?
Yeah.
I don't. And honestly, I'll go out there and be honest and say, like, this is the least happy I've been making content since I started my channel.
I'm sure COVID doesn't help with that.
Oh, it's at least 50%.
We talked about that the last episode.
It's at least 50% of it. I also think it's that we talked about last episode, like the paradox choice or the choice paradox, whatever it's called. I think there's also that with social media.
Yeah.
What do I choose? Like, I can't even imagine starting social media today. It's almost like you're in school and they're like, pick your major.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I don't
do you want to be a TikToker? Do you want to be a biter?
Yeah.
I don't know what that
is. Someone who copies people. But like, do you want to be on TikTok? Do you want to be Instagram? If you're going to do that, you got to do, and it just right
what's
back,
the newest
rinse and
algorithm
repeat.
thing on?
And then then all of the stuff, the jargon, the conversations about the algorithm pertaining to that specific social media.
On TikTok, it's different on Clubhouse, different on...
Hey, guess what, guys? The Instagram algorithm's changed again. Guess what? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I do not care about the Instagram algorithm. I don't care if I'm supposed to be posting reels. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm a photographer. I post my photos where I can post my photos, and that's it. I don't put them on Twitter. I don't put them on Flickr. I don't put them on 500px. I just put them where I can manage them.
And the flip side of that for me, like Instagram, is like, I am not a photographer. I like taking photo once in a while, but I don't enjoy the thing of like posting photos. And now I've been making reels, and you probably hate my grid now. It's got reels in there.
I actually think your grid's like amazing right now.
Well, but it's got reels all of a sudden, and I'm like, it's like, yeah, of course, my brother is like, yeah, my brother is he's really good at photography. So I'm like,
he's phenomenal.
You should help me with my Instagram, obviously.
Incredible.
But like I get excited about making the reels because I like making videos, and it's a different form of making videos that doesn't require. There's no pressure. YouTube for me is like there's some pressure to like I gotta make this video good.
It's like stories.
Yeah.
My wife constantly telling me you don't utilize your stories because she tells me she goes onto Instagram and doesn't even scroll photos.
I'm the same way.
Only write to stories.
I only look at stories.
She's like, so for me, it looks like you never post. And I was like, well, I never do stories. And even when we would travel, she would say, I literally have to go watch Maddie's stories to see what you're up to during the day because you just don't post anything ever.
We're in epic, like, Iceland or Dubai or something, and there's not a single story from you.
It's just, but what you will see from me is my memory card filled with thousands of photos when yours is not.
You will go to the hotel room and like, we just got there and you're like, oh, I edited 5 bangers. You're like, I'm like, wait, what? Like,
I'm going back down.
Should I be edited? I didn't even have
and the cycle continues. I'm like, I'm going back down to the beach because I'm going to shoot this thing. The sun looks different. I want to grab it from this angle.
Another photo. I'm like, oh, I'm
because
really
that's my
right now.
passion, right? That's what I really enjoy. And I don't hate your grid. I don't even process your grid. Like I just enjoy seeing you and your work. So when it pops up, I watch it because I'm like, there's my bro.
Yeah.
And oh, that's funny. Moving on. And I like looking at like I scroll. I actually don't. Like, I almost never. I swipe stories. I don't like tap through them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. But if you post a photo, I'll like look at the photo. And like that's really nice light. That's really nice color. I'll read your caption and then I'll keep going. So I'm the complete opposite. But I just can't keep up with posting one photo there and then everywhere else. It's just too much, dude.
And it is an infinite amount of work. So therefore, it is impossible for one person, even with employees, it is impossible to keep up with.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, like,
that needs to be realized.
Thanks to you, I all of a sudden hit 1 million subscribers, which was insane on my birthday.
That was all you, man.
There was like nobody else that could give me that birthday gift. So it's like so cool.
I purposely also tried to not say happy birthday to you as long as I could. So you would think, this dude didn't even text me.
Yeah, I guess COVID has really affected our relationship. Like, he didn't even remember
and you
my
know
birthday.
What? Everyone was tweeting happy birthday, Maddie. And I even liked some of them just to see if you'd be like, what the heck, man? He knows.
What the heck?
Where's his tweet?
He's actually choosing not to do that.
Yeah, I remember I called Kirk in the morning on the way into the office. I was like, yo, let's make a birthday video for Maddie. But let's not do it for like another few hours because I want him to think, like, I want him to be upset.
You were just letting it simmer. So I hit 1 million. Thank you. I appreciate that. Insane, like one of the craziest things ever. I would never have thought that in 1 million years I would have 1 million subscribers. It's wild.
Dude, I'm looking at the plaque right now.
Yeah, the plaque is right up there.
It looks like it's going to fall, by the way. I don't know how you've got it balanced. It's very irresponsible.
We got it covered. Okay. The tape is going to fall off during this podcast.
I'm glad it's taped. You can't see the tape, but I'm glad it's taped.
I bet you anybody, it's like on by one single strand of tape. It's like hanging off.
For anyone not watching, Maddie has his 1 million plaque, literally like Cirque du Soleil balanced on top of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shelf bookcase.
And it's not a thick plaque, so it's like it looks like it's like a thin book about to fall over at any time.
It's a quarter of an inch wide. So it's
we digress. Yeah. Now that I've hit 1 million, I feel like I've kind of given myself permission to go into full experimental mode. So if I'm like, the shorts thing seems interesting, I'm gonna experiment with shorts. So I just posted some shorts on my channel. I was like, I'll make like 1 minute vlogs. I'll do this or that. Just post, see what happens. Like before, I felt much more like, this is my business. I need to protect this baby. I need to be like a good steward of like, I've been handed this thing to me from the YouTube gods, and like, I can't waste this opportunity. And now I'm kind of like, if I screw this up, like I experiment and like I start doing like 1 video a week and like my channel dies, it's like, that's the way it was probably meant to be. Like, I'm good now. Like I like that. I'm okay with that. And so more and more, I've talked about this to you a bunch. It's like, anything that I enjoy, I want to do more of those things. Anything that I don't really enjoy and I feel like I need to do, cut that out. Like, just less of that. Less of that. More of traveling with you and doing fun stuff. Less of just being at the office and trying to like come up with some tutorial. I haven't taught. I think I've done like 1 tutorial in like a year.
We'll get to that in a sec because I want to talk about that. But
I've been talking.
No, I relate to that because I feel the same with the protectiveness. I feel protective of my Instagram grid. Mm-hmm. Right, where it's very curated, and I work very hard, and then we've even had conversations where you say like, I don't know how you've kept it up through COVID, posting like archived photos and kept like the tones changing through the seasons.
Forget COVID, just like 4 years you've been like you're posting all the time. I post like maybe 20 photos a year.
Yeah,
a year.
I've tried to post at least like 3 to 4 times a week, and then to keep them at the caliber that I feel is expected of what you think Peter McKinnon is capable of. And that's what's hard. Because I know people would just be like, dude, just post anything. We just like you. And that's what my wife says, and you and all my friends. And recently I've been trying to introduce a few new types of photos where it shows me more, so it doesn't just look like a calendar. That
some of my favorite photos are those.
And let's be honest, like there are millions of incredible photographers. There's millions that are better than me.
Dime a dozen
on
almost,
Instagram.
It feels like.
Yeah, like I am not the best by any means. There are people that just destroy me, and I'm pumped on it.
You're pretty dang good, but yeah, there's always going to be somebody that's better than 100%. You at whatever.
So I just thought like, well, like what really makes me different and makes my account stand out? And I thought like, well, it's me. And I don't really ever show me, but you'll notice too, like some photos pop up that are very colorful, and then you go back a couple days later and they're gone.
Deleted.
Because I've archived them. Because
I might delete this later.
My OCD is like,
I
can't do it. I can't. It's green and I'm going blue right now. That's just not going to work.
And then it's the same thing. Like you always talk about how much you love the grid, and then I'm like, well, maybe I should be thinking about the grid, and I'm like, I don't actually care about it,
just a circle.
But it's like I'm influenced by other people, and like, wow, your grid is so nice, and like now I'm just like, no wait, like if I want to make just reels and it's gonna ruin my grid, but that's what I actually want to do. That's what I'm gonna do.
But people want to see and the word is almost cringy now these days, just like influencer, but content, that word. But people just want to see content. Call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters what the wrapping looks like. You don't care about the wrapping paper when you open a gift. You want to see what's inside, right? And I think it's kind of the same. That's a great analogy. Patent pending. Okay, I'm filling out the papers
Trademarked,
after this. Before we go, because we've hit 20 minutes, we've already gone over our.
We're not very good at keeping this short.
But we haven't seen each other in forever.
Yeah. We're gonna keep this going.
Tutorials. I want to touch on that.
Yeah.
I struggle a lot with that. You've seemingly found the light and tried to coach me to where you think I should go.
Except I'm probably exactly what we're talking. I'm probably doing the wrong thing by coaching you to like. I think it's. I think.
Let's explain first.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on tutorials?
I think they're great, but I think everybody. Okay. First of all, when I started my channel,
'cause that's what we're known for.
Yeah.
You're the photo cinema guy. I'm the photo cinema guy.
And we started almost at the exact same time. Virtually, it was like off by a month or something like that. And we hit this incredible wave. When I started my channel, I was like, it's going to be, it was used to be called Travel Feels. I thought it was going to be a travel channel. And I was like, I don't want to travel all the time. I know I'm going to have kids at some point. Like, I don't want to be always gone. So what do I do in between those? I was like, I'll teach about filmmaking because I'm pretty good at it, whatever. That sounded really modest. And then
you are.
I posted some like travel stuff, and then I make my first, like, I'm gonna start, doing YouTube as like
let's teach how to use this GoPro.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna start doing YouTube consistently, and then the first video I posted after that was like my intro to YouTube. I posted a tutorial about making GoPro look cinematic, and that video, like, it didn't take off right away, but like a couple weeks later, it all of a sudden just like hit the algorithm.
That's the one I saw.
Yeah, and then I was like 50, 100, 300 subs a day, and I was like, holy crap. And then I was like, okay, I was wrong. Like, I thought the travel thing was going to be the main thing, and tutorials were a side thing. Tutorials clearly work.
Maybe we'll swap this.
Yeah, we'll make the tutorials the thing.
This was 2016.
2017. We started both. You started in end of 2016. I started right at the beginning of 2017.
I posted one video in 2016.
Exactly,
Camera hacks.
So 2017, and nobody was doing. At least I want to say nobody was doing what we were doing, where like you're teaching tutorials, but you're also putting your personality and like it's more than just like, okay, today we're gonna learn how to do this thing, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
It's like, you have a fun intro, or you're doing something else while you're teaching it.
Trying to be filmmakers and entertainers.
Yeah, or actually showing it like you can make this look really good versus just like these are crappy examples.
What we've been used to forever.
Yeah. And so it took off. Nobody was doing that. And clearly, like, we owe our success a lot to that. But times have changed. Now there's 100 channels doing the exact same thing.
200.
And there's 1 million channels doing the exact same thing, and all of the tutorials have been done. Like,
everyone's just remaking the same videos.
Literally. And so when I now make tutorials, I almost feel like I'm copying these other kids because every tutorial has been made, whereas before I felt like, okay, yeah, tutorials have been made, but not in this like new style, or like not, and sure, I could make them in my style and do that. But like, I think every YouTuber especially comes to this place where they're known for something.
Mm-hmm.
And then people just put that label on you. Like,
you're in that box now.
Yeah, you're a person who teaches filmmaking. And I was like a person who teaches travel filmmaking for a while. But that's like such a small part of who Matti is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just a filmmaker. Yeah. I'm also a dad. I love technology. I love
finance.
Tesla. I love finance. There's all these different facets that I'm interested in. And so then when I realized, like, okay, like, I think I'm going to get bored of just making tutorials. But I think I also have other stuff to offer. That's when I started doing more like vlog style content and introducing different parts of my life, like even my kids, showing them my kids on the channel, or my wife, talking about I bought a Tesla and the things I like about that, or talking about I just made a video about
your
money.
Friends and your running and your interests.
Exactly. I saw so many ads on YouTube about these, like, you want to make $50K a month doing nothing ads, and I was like, oh no, this is like, I got to talk about this. So I made up money about like get rich quick scheme type things, and like what the actual truth is. And like, I know that video is probably not going to do as well as if I talked about the newest camera.
That's the hard part, man.
Yeah, or making some like, tutorial that I know, color grading tutorial. I know that's going to do well.
Staying the course with that is so difficult, especially when you have the army of commenters being like, remember when this guy used to just make tutorials?
Yeah.
Hey, how about you teach something again? Remember when you used to talk about cameras?
Get back to what you're good at.
Hey, so I used to follow this guy for none of what he does now, and those things get to you.
But look at my channel. I think I've literally made one tutorial on how to do a gamma comp when you're exporting in Premiere to make their colors look like they're supposed to look like, blah blah. And I think it's fine. I think my channel's doing fine. Maybe, who knows? I would have more subs now or more views now if I would have just kept doing tutorials and only filmmaking stuff. But I would be miserable. I would be miserable right now if I only did filmmaking stuff and I felt like I was in this box that I had to stay only in this box. I can't go out of it at all. I'd be miserable right now.
And you said you'd be happy to never make another tutorial.
I think if somebody told me that like you can only make tutorials on your channel, I'd be like, peace, I'm done.
Yeah.
I think I would be happier just quitting the whole channel. Not that I'm like tutorials are bad. It's more, I don't feel pumped to make tutorials. And so if I feel like I have to make them, I'm just like, I'm forcing myself. Whereas I'm pumped to try a new camera and like go, we took Tyler to the cottage and like gave him the ice baptism. And like, that was so fun to make that video. I'm pumped. And so like, I think I agree. The videos that I'm excited about, not the videos that I feel like I need to make.
Yeah, I honestly, I echo all of that. I feel exactly the same. I have a harder time with it, I think, than you do.
I think
because I'm known for it even more so than you are.
And it's because like it's hard to make a quick transition. I did it over a year essentially, and I kind of used COVID as like my excuse. Like, hey,
try some new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. COVID's changing everything. Like, we're just gonna try some vlogs or whatever, So it's hard to do it all of a sudden. Plus, you always will be the king of filmmaker channels. And so you have a lot more to lose, right? Yeah. I feel like I have less to lose trying some new stuff, whereas like you have a lot more to lose,
Yeah.
In a way. Like that's how I think our brains work.
Yeah, I still like tutorials. I like making them. I love filmmaking. I love photography.
Same.
I do feel I've reached a point where I've shared my knowledge, like all of it, when it comes to photo and filmmaking. If I have something new that I feel is so exciting that I am like eager to share, I have no problem making a tutorial and sharing a technique that I did or something I've cracked this thing, I've figured this out. Yeah. It's so good. I use it all the time. You guys, I can't wait to show you. Don't mind doing that. But just like you said, making a tutorial for the sake of making a tutorial because I feel like that's what's expected of me.
I have to do.
That doesn't make me happy.
No.
So I think I want to be done with doing that. If I have something to share, I will. But I'd like to just make what I want to make. And the funny thing is, too, if I went to give like a talk about this, I would give that advice. Yeah. I would say, like, if you don't want to do this, don't do it. Make what interests you because people will be interested in you and therefore interested in your content. And that's easier said than done. But I think also, I wouldn't say like you're not going to ever see filmmaking or photography content from me. I'm still going to talk about gear.
I'm not saying that either.
Yeah, I'm still going to review gear, talk about gear, use cameras, try new things out, make short films, make documentaries, make vlogs, make videos about what's in my pockets. Maybe I'll make a video about a grilled cheese. Who knows? But I need to learn that I am known for one thing. So those other videos are just inherently not going to perform as well because, Marquez, if he goes and does a cooking segment, it's just probably not going to do as well. Or Julie Nolke, right? Chris Ramsey was telling me this, like if she made a tutorial on how to act, it would tank. Oh, yeah. If she made 50 tutorials on how to act, her skits would tank. Yeah. Right? So it just depends, like, your last video and your last videos are kind of if you do 10 vlogs in a row and then a tutorial, your tutorial's going to tank. But if you do 10 tutorials in a row and then a vlog, your vlog's probably going to tank. Yeah. So it's kind of like you got to find that medium ground, I guess, and just run with it. But I don't know. I kind of feel like the rules are all up in the air right now and I'm a little bit mixed up. COVID obviously not helping, but
and even just like
I'm in like a discovery mode right now. Like I'm trying to pair with my Bluetooth device.
Yeah, and like the algorithms have changed, for example.
Yeah.
So like before when we started, and this is where like luck comes into play. Like we had this idea to start YouTube, but also it was so lucky that at that point the algorithm still really heavily favored consistent long format content. And tutorials were an easy way to make that happen.
3 videos a week, all over 12
easy.
minutes.
Yeah, and that's why vlogging took off. Like,
yeah.
And we hit that timing, and so our channels just like blew up. But then, like, at least with my channel, I think like I haven't exponentially. I don't keep getting more and more subs each month. It's either kind of stayed the same, or I think it's probably gone down even a little bit.
I'm still growing. Like mine still goes up.
Yeah, I'm still, but like per month, the amount of subs hasn't consistently gone up. That like in the beginning, I was only getting 20,000 subs per month, and now I'm getting 90,000. Like it's
sure.
like, it's kind of stayed the same. And so like algorithms have changed. So therefore, I think it also means that your content can change.
Yep.
I think it's possible to pivot. But the main thing is that I think in the beginning when you're starting YouTube, you get known for a thing.
Yeah.
Like we were random. I'm a kid from Finland who lives in a random place in Canada that most people don't even know anything about, and they know that it's that filmmaker guy or that travel guy who teaches about filmmaking. Mm-hmm. And then you start building an audience, and then you hit like 100,000 subs or whatever, and it's like. At that point, people just want to see anything from you. Like they want to know more about your life, what you do, who you are, what kind of coffee you drink, blah, 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 everything. And so at that point, then I think you can, broaden your scope of content a little bit more as long as it's something that you're really passionate about. Because that always shows. Like, whatever you're passionate about, when you're excited about something, whether it's like, I want to build a cabin in the middle of the woods, I'm like so pumped on this, people are going to love watching that. Or if I'm like, you know what, I'm going to travel this whole year, and like, I'm so pumped on travel, like, people are going to,
you always say that when you watch my videos, and you're like, I can tell the ones that you're like. I can
tell when you're excited.
And you know a lot of details about it, and your flow and your speaking is just like way more dialed.
The passion comes out.
Yeah. And like I would say, like I feel right now, even, and maybe this is because of COVID and pandemic and no travel, but I'm at what I think is like my peak of wanting to make videos and just content in general. Like I wouldn't even take any of this as, my love for it is diminished a little bit. I don't like
my channel
it as much.
To be shut down soon.
Yeah, zero chance. Like I would love to be putting out 10 videos a week if I could. I just can't physically handle that. But I've never wanted to make videos more, and I've never been more pumped to make stuff. I'm just dialing in on the stuff that I want to make, and I think it's less tutorials.
Yeah. Well, it's people think that we're constant through our whole lives. So I was super passionate about specifically filmmaking in 2015 to 2017, and then continuing into the YouTube channel. I was like, I would watch tutorials if I have free time, I'd watch tutorials. I was pumped on it. I didn't have to force myself. And now I feel like I'm branching into other things. Or I wouldn't. If somebody was like, what do you do? I wouldn't necessarily say, I'm a filmmaker. I might say I'm a YouTuber, because that's what I'm more passionate about, is actually YouTube, or, like branching into other areas that I'm really passionate about now. And that changes throughout your life.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think if I was only to force myself to make tutorials for the rest of this channel's life, like, that would suck for me
I think I'd
and
piece
for the
out
content.
Too.
The content, I guarantee you, would just be like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Another tutorial.
Click file, automate, just like this video, wait for the loading bar, and save.
Even though the people were like, we want more tutorials, they don't actually want it. Yeah, they don't actually want it.
Because you make a vlog and they want more tutorials. You make a tutorial and they want more vlogs.
Yeah. Like, imagine when Casey started doing his daily vlog, people were pissed at him. Like, go back to making your
quirky little shorts.
Yeah, like the
bike lanes.
Yeah, bike lanes, for example. Go back to making those. We love those. And now think about how many people are just crushed that Casey doesn't do his vlog anymore. And they probably couldn't care less about the bike lanes,
Yeah.
Things change.
Yeah, I'm pumped on it, though.
Yeah.
Like I am
Change is
very,
good.
very much excited to make new stuff. And
exciting.
stuff that's not inside my office.
Yeah.
'Cause I just want to go outside.
Please end.
Please end. Warm weather,
Warm weather.
travel, hangouts.
Good things are coming.
We should make a video about a grilled cheese.
I want to see that on your channel.
I want to eat one right now.
I'm feeling the passion from you, so
Yeah. Just a gooey, beautiful.
I'm starving now. Starving.